He's a really good fighter, and this is a challenge for me. Like they say, I have everything to lose because he's coming to weight classes. And winning for me means a lot, especially in this fight because it's a big fight. And I'm here in boxing to make history.
If you win this fight, does it push your legacy?
I'm gonna win.
When you win this fight, does it push your legacy up even further?
Of course, but I'm not thinking about lose. I'm ready. I can feel it. I'm ready right now. If the fight is right now, I'm ready. My style don't change because I can do everything. I can box, I can go forward, I can counter punch, I can do whatever I want. The sparring is very important, to get ready for the fight. Obviously, they need to be as good as my opponent, right? Everybody have issues with that kind of style. But I'm working for that, and I have the experience to face every style now, and I'm different. Yeah.
He's a very good fighter. He's stronger. He's very compact. He's like a bull, He's a smart guy. He's a young guy. He's a regular guy. He's a regular man, like everybody.
Gennady Golovkin, also known as Triple G, just said some shocking things about Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford's future fight. On the other hand, Robert Garcia talked about the upcoming fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. He said that many fans are worried about the size difference, but he emphasized Crawford's strength and brains. He said that Canelo's recent fights have shown that he is focused on single punches instead of putting constant pressure on his opponents to hurt or kill them. Garcia thinks that Crawford's speed, knowledge, and ability to keep the pace steady without moving around too much will help him win a decision, despite his doubts about Crawford's ability to knock Canelo out.
Your thoughts on Canelo versus Crawford, highly anticipated fight, quickly approaching.
I know a lot of people are not very excited about that fight, and they think the size difference, huge difference. But Crawford's big, man. Crawford's a very strong fighter. He's a very smart fighter also. So look, the way Canelo's been fighting his last couple of fights, where he's just looking for one punch at a time and maybe not doing enough to hurt his opponents, maybe not doing enough to finish them off. I could see Crawford pulling it off.
Decision.
I think Crawford could pull off a decision because he's fast, he's smart, and he doesn't need to run. He could stay around Canelo and then just pretty much focus on winning a decision. Because I don't think he could knock out Canelo, but he could definitely win a decision.
Additionally, Brian Norman Jr. said that he supported Terence Crawford and said that he was rooting for him because he likes backing the underdog. He said Crawford has many problems, like being older and naturally smaller. Some say he is still 140 pounds at his normal weight. Even so, Norman said that the reason he wants Crawford to win is because the odds are against him.
Crawford, simply because I love going for the underdog. He got everything going against him, and I just want to see him. He's older, he's naturally smaller. Some people say he's still a natural 140 pounder. Everything is against him. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see him win because of
Gennady. Triple Golovkin, on the other hand, said that Canelo Alvarez was a smart and talented fighter with a high boxing IQ. He said that Alvarez was small, strong, and as strong as a bull, but still smart and young. When asked about his weaknesses, Canelo said that he was the same as everyone else, which means that no boxer is invincible.
He's a very good fighter. He's stronger. He's very compact. He's like a bull, He's a smart guy. He's a young guy. He's a regular guy. He's a regular man, like everybody.
Ryan Garcia also shared his opinion about the fight, stating that he believes Terence will win. Bud Crawford thinks that Crawford will do well and hit Canelo Alvarez hard, but he doesn't believe Crawford will win. He said that Crawford could hit Canelo, but he doesn't think those shots will have much of an effect on the Mexican star.
For Canelo, Rod.
Oh.
Keep it a stack. This is the fight of the century. Everybody's talking.
I know.
How do you see it, man?
Man, I really see I see that Bud is gonna do good. He's gonna do good, but I don't think he's gonna win. But I do see Bud like getting a lot of punches off, being able to tag Canelo with some good shots, but they have...
Ryan Garcia then said that he thinks Terence Crawford will be able to hit Canelo Alvarez, but that the shots probably won't work because Canelo is too strong. He said Crawford was one of the best fighters he had ever seen and praised his ability to box, hit, change the pace of the fight when needed, and box. He thought Crawford, on the other hand, was taking on too much in this fight. It's important to note that even though Crawford is a full fighter, he has been hit with heavy blows before, which could be a problem against Canelo.
That's the thing, like, I know he's going to be able to hit Canelo because I've seen Canelo in sparring where he, like, not that he's getting hit, well, he is getting hit, but it's so ineffective that what he's doing is just he imposing himself too well, and I see that happening.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Crawford is a great fighter. I think he's one of the best. I just think that he's biting a little bit more than he could chew. But you never know. If anybody can do it, it could be Crawford. You know, I do see him, like, when he fights, I'm like, damn, how do you beat this guy? You know, he could do it all. He could box, he could bang, he could, you know, step on the gas when he needs to. He could, you know, he could do everything. The only thing I see is sometimes he gets cracked with some crazy ass shots, but other than that, I mean, he's really one of the most complete fighters I've seen him.
Fernando Vargas Jr. said about the fight that he really likes and respects Terence Crawford, but he thinks that the weight jump is too much for Crawford right now. He agreed that Crawford might have an early edge and could snap Canelo's head back or make him mad with his southpaw stance, since Canelo has had trouble in the past against southpaws. Vargas, on the other hand, thought that Canelo would have figured out Crawford by the 6th to 8th round and would either stop the fight or knock him out. He also said that a Canelo win would be a turning point for Mexico.
What's crazy is I'm a big Crawford fan as well. Like, every time he sees me and my brothers and my dad at fights, he comes out of his way, shakes our hand. It's all respect. But I just feel the weight's a little too much, Marcos. I feel it's going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back, or, you know, catch Canelo early. Maybe I could see Terence Crawford go southpaw because you see Canelo has had a bit of problems with southpaws. You could see Canelo, I could see him getting frustrated, picking him up like how he does, like when he gets frustrated. But I say 6th, 7th, 8th round on up, I think he'll figure him out. And we need Canelo to get a stoppage, if not get a knockout. I think it'll be great for Mexico, and it'll be great for Razas. But I got Canelo, you know, coming out with
Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is exciting for Diego Pacheco. He said he has always liked both boxers and will be a fan of the fight. It was said that Crawford was a great boxer and that if the fight goes the distance, Crawford will win by decision. However, if there is a knockout, Canelo will probably win.
That's a very, very good fight. You know, 2 great fighters. I grew up admiring them my whole life, you know, so I'm excited for that fight. I think Crawford is a hell of a fighter. You know, if it goes the distance, he might be able to get that decision win. But I think if there's a knockout, then it might be Canelo who's getting the knockout win. But I'm ready to watch the fight. You know, I'm going to be a big fan that night, and just be rooting for both guys. You know, they're both great fighters.
Lawrence King, who spars with Canelo, said that he thought Canelo Alvarez would win by knockout. From a business point of view, though, he thinks it might end in a tie if it goes the distance. King expressed doubts about Terence Crawford's ability to handle the extra weight well, especially since he is moving up from a lighter weight class. However, he agreed that the fight will be great because it will feature 2 smart fighters.
I think Canelo's gonna win, but I tell everybody, man, as a business standpoint, I think it's gonna be a draw if it goes the distance. But I see Canelo getting the stoppage. I don't think Crawford's going to carry that weight well. Even if he did put on weight, I don't think that was a good idea, especially coming up from a smaller guy. But, you know, it's going to be a great fight. 2 brains in the ring. It's going to be good.
Simon Jordan talked about what he would do if Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford actually fought. He said he would back Crawford in the same way he did against Errol Spence. He said that many people see Canelo's size as an advantage, but he stressed that Crawford was a serious danger because of his great technique and confidence. Jordan said that Canelo had trouble in the past at light heavyweight against Dimitri Bivol, saying that size alone doesn't mean you'll win, and he said Crawford might be Canelo's weak spot.
Went straight away with Crawford, and so did Spence. I mean, other people that we've spoken to, I think Paul Smith and other people that sit on the show with us think it will be Canelo Alvarez because of size. We've seen Canelo Alvarez take that journey up to light heavy and find himself coming up against Dimitri Bivol and not being able to do what he does at super middleweight. I just think that Crawford is such a fighter of such stature and competence that he might just be the kryptonite to Soul.
This is what makes September 13th more than just a fight. It's a new guard. It's a fight between the past and the future of boxing. Crawford is 36 years old, but he's healthy. He hasn't agreed to be punished. He follows the rules. The 34-year-old Canelo looks older and moves more slowly in the ring. He will be found out if he doesn't think Crawford is fast, accurate, and on time. Andre Ward, a former unbeaten champion and well-known boxing commentator, also said that he thought the Canelo-Crawford fight would end with Terence Crawford winning. Ward, who is known for being disciplined and having a high boxing IQ, said that Crawford's skill isn't the only thing that makes him stand out. His passion for the sport and strong will are also big factors.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat.
Brian Bullmack McIntyre, Crawford's trainer, was very sure about their chances before the fight and said they were ready to win. They are determined to achieve, even though the challenge will be hard. People asked Crawford about his size, and he told them to wait and see that he reminded them that he had made correct predictions about the Spence fight in the past, even though many people didn't believe him at the time.
It ain't no cakewalk. We're gonna beat his ass, so I promise you that.
What's your message to the naysayers that Terence is too small?
Watch the seat. I ain't steered you wrong yet. And I ain't in the business to start now. Fuck that shit. I tried to tell them about Spence, but they didn't want to listen.
Teddy Atlas thinks Terence Crawford has a real chance to win because Canelo Alvarez's recent fights suggest he will likely lose, that he thought Canelo might have lost his drive after making so much money. Atlas also stated that Canelo was overrated, noting that many people believed he lost his first fight against Gennady Golovkin and was easily defeated by Floyd Mayweather. He said that while some people said Mayweather should have won because Canelo was too young, the Mexican boxer was already a seasoned pro at the time.
I could see Crawford winning. And why? Well, Canelo's last performance, real quick, what could it be? I already went over this. You want to hear it in a deeper breakdown? Canelo, he's either old man time, that undefeated guy, he finally caught up to him. He's made so much money that the urgency's not there, the fire's not there. At least it wasn't there a week ago. Oh my God, I'm gonna say this one, maybe he's a little overrated. I listen, you know, you can make the argument that he lost the first Triple G, you know, but you can make the argument he lost to Lara. He did lose to Mayweather. You can make the argument he was too young in his career. Maybe. Although it wasn't that young. He turned pro when he was 15 or 16. He was 23. He was already pro for how many years?
Timothy Bradley Jr. thought that Canelo Alvarez would try to keep the middle of the ring clear and move slowly at first, since both fighters would like to see how strong the other is. He said that the first stages would be all about placement, balance, and finding the right distance to stay away from counters. He also stated that Canelo establishes his rhythm more quickly than Terence Crawford.
I think Canelo will try to control the center of the ring. I think he might even box a little bit on his toes, due to the fact because he wants to feel the punching power, and vice versa. Crawford wants to feel his punching power as well. You know, in the beginning, it's all the position balance. Like both guys are trying to get balance and trying to find their rhythm. You know, understanding their distance to where they can punch and at the same time avoid getting hit. You know, it takes Crawford a little bit more time than I would say Canelo.
Ronnie Shields thought the fight was fun, and He believes Crawford has a good chance to win. He said that Crawford's style is different from that of fighters like Callum Smith and Eris Landy. Lara makes holes by changing her position, moving quickly, and counterpunching hard. Shields said that Crawford would be able to threaten Canelo's authority most effectively if he could make him miss and then take advantage of those chances. This would throw Canelo off balance and make him uncomfortable, according to Shields.
Give Canelo a problem because Canelo probably going to think he's going to be moving a lot, and I don't think so. I think Crawford is going to practice, rely on his counterpunching abilities and then start taking the lead and putting Canelo in positions he's never been in, in a long time. So, and I think that's the right way to fight Canelo. You can't worry about his power. You just got to worry about making him miss and then countering and being effective. And Crawford has all the ability to do that.
Joel Diaz predicted that Terence Crawford would lose the fight, but not lose consciousness due to his skill and strength. He says Crawford might give Canelo Alvarez some trouble at first, but once Canelo realizes there isn't a real threat, the fight will go his way. Canelo has already absorbed the best punches from heavyweights like Gennady Golovkin and even a 175-pound fighter without suffering any injuries, according to Diaz. This gives him faith that Crawford won't be able to stop him.
He's gonna walk away with the loss. He's not gonna get knocked out, I guarantee you, because he's smart. He's gonna survive the fight because he's really smart. He's gonna give Canelo a little bit of trouble in the first round, but then once Canelo feels that he can't get hurt, come on, Canelo's been hit by the heaviest hitter in boxing, Triple G, and never got hurt. He got hit by the ball, never got hurt. A 175 pound.
Both fighters are pound-for-pound stars, Israel Madrimov said, which is why the fight is getting so much attention. He praised Crawford's ring smarts and his ability to easily change stances, control distance, and respond to any style. Madrimov says that Crawford can effectively push, move, and fight on the inside, which makes him dangerous everywhere. He said, Crawford has a good chance of winning as long as he doesn't put on too much weight.
Effective having fought Terence, him now fighting Canelo, moving up 2 more weight classes to fight a lot bigger guy.
Сейчас всем интересно вот это бой, потому что они занимают паунд-по-паунде. Кроуфорд, у Кроуфорда есть высокий IQ, и обоих стойках он может боксировать, он можно давить и бегать, и даже ближний бой тоже может. Поэтому мне тоже интересно, если он не набирает лишний вес, может тоже выиграть это. Есть шанс.
Regis Prograis showed the difference in power by talking about how Jermel Charlo, who came in as the clear 154-pound champion, quickly lost when Canelo Alvarez hit a clean blow. His point was that Terence Crawford had only fought once at 154 pounds, and Israel Madrimov had won that fight. It's a whole different level when you fight Canelo. Progress said that he might choose Crawford over a naturally bigger opponent. Canelo is one of his favorite Mexican fighters, so beating him will be much harder.
Undisputed at 154, and Canelo hit him, and Jamel was like, hell no, Jamel took a knee. So it's a big difference. And Crawford had that one fight at 154, and he didn't, Madrimov would touch him up a little bit. And this is nowhere close to Madrimov. You talk about Canelo. Now, if it was just another bigger guy, I would go with Crawford. But you talk about this might be, people might kill me for it, but well, not really, but this might be the best Mexican fighter ever. One of them, at least, right? You talk about Canelo and Crawford going up against him. So
he went on to say that Canelo's age and Crawford's skills might help, but that Crawford is already 37 or 38 years old and Crawford is 36, so the age difference is not as big of a deal. Progress said that many people think Crawford can win, but he doesn't think so because of Canelo's size, strength, and life. He did say, though, that if Crawford wins, he will be remembered as one of the best boxers of all time.
Only thing they have, but I would say the only thing he has going for him is he's a skillful fighter, and Canelo is older, but so is Crawford too. I think Crawford is 37, 38, something like that. Canelo's 36, so they both are older right now. But man, I don't personally see it. Now, a lot of people see that Crawford can beat Canelo. Man, it's just like that punch resistance is something else. They make weight classes for a reason. If he could beat him, man, I think he on the Mount Rushmore of fighters if Crawford can pull this off. But I don't.
Antonio Tarver said that the fight was one of the most important events in boxing in the past few years. He fully backed Terence Crawford, but he also said that Canelo would be the toughest opponent Crawford has ever met, making this the biggest test of Crawford's career. But he also said that Crawford might be the toughest opponent Canelo has ever met. On September 13th, the world will discover who truly stands out from the rest.
That's a major fight, man, the biggest in a long time. If you've been following Tarver's take, you know I'm Bud County all the way. But this is going to be the toughest fight, the best fighter Bud has ever been in the ring with. And arguably, this could be the best fighter Canelo has ever been in the ring with. We'll find out which one is which on September 3rd.
Sergio Morris said that he thinks Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is a real 50-50 fight as the fight gets closer. He said Crawford was a tough and scary boxer whose body made him look like a natural middleweight. Morris said that he used to like Canelo more, but now he thinks Crawford can beat him in the ring, land clean shots, and show how old he is. Also, he said Crawford might have the best showing of his career, which would make the fight a historic one.
And I just think, ultimately, Crawford just is a mean mofo. This dude, mean. Yeah. I mean, I met Bud a couple of times. You know, he pulls me aside and he gives me that look. He's a mean, intimidating dude, man. Yeah. And then I've been seeing how he's been growing into the frame. He's gotten big. He's gotten muscular, and he's looking more like a middleweight, super middleweight. The closer the fight gets, the more I'm looking at Crawford like, this dude might do something, man. Because all along, I haven't changed my tune. I say Canelo's going to win this fight, but he's not going to come out of it unscathed. I can see him being bruised up, battered, maybe a little bit of blood, but his size is going to come in the end. Now I'm starting to change my tune. I can maybe see the day that we seen Canelo finally get old. No excuses, just Crawford pot-shotting him, having the night of his life, and we just watch something great. I can visualize it, man. So the closer this fight gets, the more that I'm looking at it like a 50-50 fight.
That's all for the video today. Then, how do you feel about this? What do you think about the fight between Canelo and Crawford? We'd love to hear what you think about this. Leave your thoughts in the box below, and if you like the movie, don't forget to subscribe and like it. See our other movies on the right side of the screen as well.